Well, 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 look what's on the workbench today. We have the Main Street USA by Lego Disney. This is set number 43302. Contains 3,899 pieces. Retails for $399.99, and the set was provided by the Lego Group for review. Thank you, Lego. And yeah, what can I say? This is very big, although the backdrop of this box looks dark and gloomy, but it looks like we get to build ourselves, well, Main Street. We also got various characters and Disney figures and all that stuff. So it looks like we got a lot of stuff going on here. And I wonder how much of this stuff is stickered up for the price. Well, we'll find out eventually, but I have a feeling. And here's the minifigures on the top of the box here. Obviously we get Mickey and Minnie Mouse, and a few other characters. Some of these I've never seen before. I probably have and just long since forgot. Well, I mean, we got a lot of figures there, so I don't know how many there is, but, well, don't worry, we'll take a closer look at that in a later segment. But here we have the Main Street, and so it looks like an over-glorified Lego City set because the back is open. I was hoping for more, maybe a modular style. Maybe they fold up, we don't know, but it looks like we just got ourselves an open back special here, so probably won't be able to put this in a city that easily. And we got some measurements here. See if I can read that off. So obviously it's 28 centimeters tall, or 11 inches. We have 79 centimeters, or 30 and a half inches long. Well, hoping I can fit it on this table, because this table is only 24 inches. So it's going to be extended out really long here. We'll see how that goes. But just from first impressions, I mean, it looks like we're going to get a playable model, but for the price, I better not see stickers, let alone this open back stuff in here, because that's pretty pricey just for a very large playable model. We don't know yet. I haven't even built it yet, so I can't judge it by just looking at this. Okay, very rarely ever use a box cutter, but looks like tonight we're going to have to do this. And you know, this is a bedside unboxing. That means I'm doing this right before I go to bed. You know, if I'm off for the weekend, you know, still got to get up early and do chores, and I can never get this last spot here. And yes, for those who don't like my hands in the way, I'm sorry. Of course, I have to say that because on the second channel I tend to cover the builds from time to time. But you're not missing much. I'm just trying to cut the tape open. Okay, this is very big. I was either going to do this in the other room, but everyone's asleep and I don't want to wake anybody up. Alright, so, oh, we got some other goodies in there. Well, well, yeah. You know what I'm going to do here? You know what I'm thinking of doing? Let's just drag it all out. Obviously there's 28 bags. Well, it got surpassed by 32. Now, I'm not going to be focused on getting these in order right now. Right now, we already know that there's 32. There's still 32. The beauty about my unboxings is I do it crude, and we get to see exactly what's in the set. How many other guys do this full length? Not a lot. 26. That doesn't do me any good. Well, we now know there's 33. Okay, something's going out of focus here. Stay focused. There we go, camera. There's a lot of white on this table, and it's trying to focus in on something. Okay, so far we know there's 34 bags. Okay. I gotta get that out of there. Let's see here. Well, obviously it's not a birthday cake, because my birthday's long since passed. I am going to keep the box as a holding tray. Alright, I'm going to have to put these back in the box. There's just so much up here right now. I'll go through them later, but I kind of want to see what's in here and see what we got. Yeah, on this channel I like to do the full unboxings. Some people may never get a chance to get this set, and there's not a lot of people, to be honest, who literally document this stuff. You know, it's all about let's speed through it. No, I want to document the experience to show you how much experience or how much fun I'm going to have here. This might be a good box to pack up some Christmas gifts in. Well, it's not no cake, but we already know there's 34 bags. I just heard my air conditioner flip on. It smells like brand new Lego parts in here. Oh boy. Now I will spare everybody the thing and we'll just do this. I'm just going to dump them in there because that is what I'm interested in. Okay. Lego, that's sloppy having that packed at the bottom. Something to get lost there. Anything? Oh, there's another one. Be careful. You may want to check your box. Although I can use those for curtain rods or something. You know how I am. Okay. Well, let's throw all these in here. So you get 34 bags, supposedly. I got to figure out a way to divide that up to make that more. Hey, at least it's not like that Pokemon Trio set where we had literally hundreds upon hundreds of bags to go through. I mean, literally, what was it, 65 bags in that set? Well, this one only had 34. So just a little bit over half. Okay, let's see here. That's one. Always check your envelopes as you may have stickers. And well, let's just do the other one. Maybe this is a group build. The box did say it goes from 3 to 6 build, or 1 to 6 builders. So this is definitely going to be a good collaborative build for a family. It'll be a good group build. Boy, that one was glued in really good. Well, I see stickers. For $400, I shouldn't see any of that. Well, let's see the damage. Oh my goodness. Are we serious, Lego? I'm not trying to complain, guys and gals, but we'll take a look at that in a second. But for this price, I shouldn't see any stickers at all in here. Or anybody says, well, Jay, you know, yeah, no, it shouldn't be stickered. So it looks like we have 3 phone books and a little pamphlet. So it looks like here it looks like we get to build, we have 4 building guides, and let's take a look at the stickers in here. Now, I understand that you need stickers for languages and stuff because it would be costly to print all these out in different languages. Okay. But most of the stuff, like the flags, this stuff should have been printed. I don't understand that at all. It's like this. You know, and I'm known for that. I'm very picky on things. And that Lego could have just printed this stuff out. Would have been a lot nicer. But I'm at least showing you get three sets of stickers. They don't look all that bad. I don't see anything round we got to put on. So it's, I mean, at least it's not like a friend set where we're getting like 10 binders of stickers. But honestly, though, let me get these more situated here. As you can tell, though, looks like we're getting like 4 individual sets in here. You know, I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on here. And honestly, that's not too bad. You know, you got the stickers, you got everything here. Now, how many brick separators. Remember, the trio set actually came with 3. And I got to spend now a million years trying to figure out which booklet has the parts list. And we'll find it eventually. It's going to be in one of these here. Alright, well, let's take a look. Well, it only comes with 1. Wow. I thought maybe this would come with like 100. And a base plate? How often do we see base plates in any modern Lego set? I know I haven't in a long time. Let's see what other kind of parts you get in here. Now we're just taking a look at the parts here to see what we have. Yeah, you got a lot of parts. And, you know, for some who've asked, where do I get all my pieces from, you know, like reference material for parts, I save all my building guides because this is a good way to get parts for your mocks and stuff, is from building guides like this. Or you can scour a pick-a-brick if you choose. But yeah, you get several pages of parts, and look at all the white parts in there. I mean, that's a lot. Oh yeah, we're a long ways away from that, I'll tell you that much. But I could tell you right now, just by the unboxing, we're going to have a little bit of a treat here. I think this is going to be a fun one to put together. I just I'm rather disappointed so far. It's going to probably be open back. It's going to be stickered. Basically an overpriced city set. I mean, we don't know yet. Okay, so how am I going to break this set down? There's 4 building guides. It's obviously 4 build installments. It's going to be a little too much for 34 bags. So I'm thinking maybe 2 to 3 bags per installment. I'm going to say 10 to 12 installments. I'm going to try and mostly focus on 3 bags at a time. This is not a Technic set, so it's not like it's going to take me years to get it done. Yeah, so that's my game plan for the build preview. Is let's break it down into a few bags. Now, I already read ahead in a lot of these, and a lot of these books here are only like 10 to 12 bags, with the exception of this one. This is only 3 bags here. So bags 1, 2, and 3 just does. Looks like some kind of popcorn cart and a little fire engine. And yeah, I mean, looks like we're just building a typical Lego City set here at this point. And I think that's how I'm going to break it down. And then this building guide here, it has, trying to think, it has 9 bags. So I'm probably going to say 3 build installments. I'm hoping at least get some of this film this week. And today is the 13th of June 2026, so it's a Saturday, and I'm finally getting to this. I got a lot of juicy content here, like drama stories. I don't think they're not more rants, just what happened to me and stuff like that. I think this is going to be a good little set to put together, as well as some storytelling. But before we can start constructing, this build here is going to be just for entertainment purposes, not to be construed or considered as a professional product review, how-to, or tutorial. The commentary is mine and mine alone. Lego does not pay me to say anything. I say what I like. And yeah, that includes my opinions on the set. It could be a good build, it could be a bad build. We do not know. My videos are not to be redistributed, re-uploaded somewhere without my written consent. We'll get into that later on. All right, just don't do that. You know, this is all for fun, and this is not my day job or anything like that. This is just something I do in my spare time, especially when it's 105 degrees. Who wants to be outside doing yard work when you can come in here and do this? But at least this is a treat, other than just making this a full-time job. Okay, well, let's begin. Let's build it. This is bag 1, and here's the building guide. So it does come with some stuff here. It says 1 to 5 builders can put this together. So it's a build together, which is Not a bad thing at all. I wish I could see more of this. I wish my family would get into this. We'd have a lot of fun and we can have some more commentary and just hearing me talk about almost the same stuff all the time. And yeah, not too bad. Welcome to Main Street, USA. Looks like she's having a lot of fun there exploring it. We're a long ways away from that right now, I'll tell you that much. Everyone is welcome. Hope I'm welcome. Hope that shows up on your end there. And then, yeah. Just imagine that with me with my kid. We're building together. Yeah. That would be a really fun treat to do. And then it jumps right on inside us. We get a brick separator. I forgot, it's been almost like a week since I've gotten to this. And that's where we're going to start there. So, yeah. Alright, so we're going to start with the minifigure. Let's hope there's nothing scratched or banged up in here. Yeah, let's do this. So it begins. Remember that big old Charizard and Blastoid set? Yeah, that... I mean, this is only, what, 4,000 pieces? So... yeah, this one's going to be a little shorter. Going through the preface of the build and all that stuff, it does take some time. But I've been reading more comments, and a lot of you like the style. A lot of you prefer this style over the... Let's speed build through it, so the kids have to rewind the video back 1,000 times. Here we don't want to focus on that, because I want to focus on the build. Oh, okay, we get some cool yellow stud flowers and all sorts of stuff. Now somebody just tells me to check the smaller stuff here. Except for the mold injections on these, I don't really ding off for that. So far, like it's just dust. This is called part inspection. These are okay. This is for the 2x3 frames. You know. Alright. And yeah, let's get to the minifigure here. So it's like we're just doing accessories right now. Looks like she's going to have a lot of fun at Main Street. Well, we're a long ways away from Main Street right now. If I can get her wig on right. Alright. Those are kind of cool. Yeah, we do have a brick separator. And see, with this style of video, though, I could show you parts of the build that most guys won't. So when I say that these videos are not to be construed as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials, because this is just merely the build progress of the set, I could change my score anytime. So right now she's a 10. Because we haven't done anything but nice print work for her torso and stuff. Okay. Yeah, so we got her out of the way so she can sit here and supervise while we are doing this. Alright, next looks like we're doing the popcorn cart. I've been getting a lot of these. So 3x3. Now we get Lego to bring out 5x5s, it'd be better. But I don't think we want to push our luck that much. Okay, 5x5s in red. I don't have, or what, 1x5s in red. I don't have a lot of those. So I have been very busy with things. Some of you have heard me mention about I had to go by the courthouse and stuff a few times throughout maybe the last month or so, and something happened that I thought would never happen, and you know, I don't want to be known as that guy, but unfortunately now I am. Someone had deliberately bought my building guides and were redistributing them. I thought it would never happen, but it did. Like, oh my goodness, Jay, that must have been serious. It was. It was so serious I couldn't even do tutorials for 2 weeks because I was too busy doing legal stuff. And now you hear at the beginning of the videos that I have that disclaimer: don't redistribute, don't do, you can share my video links, but just don't, okay, that's silver metallic. Just don't like re-upload and all that stuff, my content. You got to ask for permission first. Now most times, I'm going to be honest with you, I'll just say no. But the reason why I say no is let me deal with that. Let me deal with the headaches and stuff. Some people I know are afraid that this stuff's going to disappear. Okay. I don't understand it. Just kind of do that. All right, so now it looks like we're building the back portion or the top portion of that. So this is just the chassis here. I'm going to try to index it accordingly. So I had a guy that was purchasing my building guides. Let's set up the whole thing before we get into all that. So I was on a website looking for some out-of-print repair manuals. Okay, before I go to Sam's or go to Beatman's or anything like that and download a technician's manual or service literature for a TV made back in the 40s. And so I always look there first, and we're already hitting stickers. So I was in there looking for some technician's manuals, and I thought, why not? Let's just take a look and see. And we need sticker number 11. Well, we're not in order today. That right there. Popcorn. And we only need one sticker. So I was in there just browsing through not building guides, technician manuals. Could not find anything. I thought, okay. So I just kind of thought, yeah, why not? Let me search my name on here. Just to see if anybody was, uploading stuff on me or something like that. Because I always like to check. And sure enough, someone did. One hit. And that's how I found out somebody was redistributing my work without my consent. Just merely by accident. Just happened to be there. Okay, well, we started on a sticker. So far the stickers are not bad. So I saw this, and this guy was re-uploading my building guides that he purchased. Now, I could not tell if he was getting them from either Patreon or Rebrickable. I just did not know. I had to take a spreadsheet and started crunching the numbers of where they were coming from, and then as I was going through, pretty much every one of these were from my Rebrickable store, and I thought, ouch. So I thought, okay, how am I going to deal with this? What do I need to do? This goes right here. So I thought, well, how do I get this stuff taken down? They had a takedown procedure you had to deal with, but you had to have a legal advisor. And when you have to get legal involved, nothing's going to end out fine. It's never going to be pretty. So I had to consult with an attorney. I mean, somebody in a suit and tie to issue a takedown notice. Legal, I thought we have bricks like this. There was a judge involved in all that stuff just to get a takedown notice for my content, which took a span of a month, just to have these files removed. Now, the guy was giving me credit for them. He goes, these are not my work. These are Jaystifer's. He owns these. I own them. I don't know. You're re-uploading them, oh no, we got Technic involved. And after I was done with this, I was exhausted because I never had dealt with anybody violating my copyrights like that. I've always had people usually download stuff and put it on their YouTube channels, but I had to literally have a takedown notice, an official takedown notice. This is my first one I've ever had to get help with. It was not fun. Now, he wasn't making money off this stuff or anything like that. He was just, I don't know if he was afraid that the files were ever going to disappear, whatever, but he didn't realize that all you have to do is give me your name and the email address you used to purchase the files. I could easily, or even your screen name on Rubricable. I could look it up and say, oh yeah, you did buy them. I'll send you a new copy. You know, I've had it happen before, but I don't understand why somebody did this. It was just beyond me. But I hope you're watching this, dude. You caused me a lot of time. You caused me a lot of headaches, and I had to postpone some tutorials doing it just because of that. It wasn't something I really wanted to do, and that's why now I'm always like, guys, don't do this, don't, because it cost me time. And my attorney's like, well, you know, you're going to have to wait, see if this works. If it doesn't, then we'll have to go further. And I'm glad I didn't, because I didn't want to, you know, tie my free time up in summer in a courthouse. That's not fun. Bad enough I had to get a signature from a judge. But just don't. You know, I don't get that. I mean, it just took a lot of my time. It didn't. I already knew the attorney and stuff, so I didn't get billed for it or anything. But I was just like, you're kidding me. Just don't do it. We get an old school typewriter piece. Jay, I can't believe somebody would do that. I couldn't believe it either, but somebody did. And that was just that was the scary part. I never had to deal with this. And I have a friend of mine who's becoming a writer. And he's got 3 books he's working on right now. And I said, dude, and I was telling him about all this after I was allowed to talk about it. I said, just beware. You're gonna have to deal with this. I said, there's a chances of something going to get pirated. I said, but think of it this way. Your stuff is worth stealing when they do that. When I told my attorney, I said, boy, at least I know my stuff is now worth something. But, I mean, I just couldn't believe somebody literally took my free time, and that's printed, that's cool, to do that. Because it took it away from you guys and gals, the viewers, who are wanting a tutorial and stuff. You know? Well, this is really nice for a cart. So, yeah, that's pretty much... we got to put 4 white and 4... let's start with the whites first. Well, let's mix them up here. You know, that's the first time I ever had to deal with something legally. And, yeah, it doesn't tell you to do that, but I do it anyways. We could have filled it up with more Lego. Oh, wait a minute, that's what that's for. Okay. So, yeah, pretty much that was the stuff I had to deal with. And now I see why, you know, why do people do takedown notices? What's the point? Why can't we share it? You know, it gets confusing. You know, some people want to know if this is the real me. Am I the one really selling this stuff or whatever? So if you're not sure if it's mine or not, just check out my YouTube channel. I need to put it on this channel too, on the About page. The more info about me on the channel, we need sticker number 12, is to put all my social medias that I'm currently using, even if they have been defunct, as long as I'm managing them, so you know that's the real me. You're not getting a copy. You know, it's starting to take more time. I'm trying to cut back on social media and screen time. You know, so that kind of thing. But I was just more or less just kind of just angry. I was like, you're kidding me, you know? I mean, I'm doing this stuff. This is just stuff for fun. And just for someone to do that was just beyond me. It's like, why? It's supposed to be like that. Okay, now we're going to be doing the top. So that's pretty much my drama story for the week for that. So now you guys and gals wonder why I was behind on a lot of things. So if you're on my memberships and stuff like that, now you wonder why you didn't see any videos or anything for 2 weeks, because somebody had decided to do something that was not really in the best interest of everything. So yeah, now that's done, taken care of. And anybody who thinks about it, yeah, I do give out DMCA claims. Just don't, if you want to know, just ask. And you know, sometimes I may say yes, but most chances I'll say no, and then there'll be a reason following that no. I'm not going to just flat out say no and leave you hanging. I will tell you why. You know, why I don't want it done. Okay, that kind of thing. It just makes it fair. So yeah, that wasn't too exciting for the very first section of the bill, but I thought I'd make good commentary, you know, say the least. You know, these are nice little pieces used for a decoration. And yeah, and then I'm trying to find something to do this summer. It's going to be hot and miserable here. It's going to be in the mid-hundreds. Not fun. Probably 110, 115. I started cleaning out more of my shop. I really would like to do this out there eventually, but we're talking, I need to take off about 10 years to go through everything, so I've been doing that. Got rid of a few more old school televisions or CRTs. Okay, so yeah, these need to be even here with the top, you could see. And then this just goes right there. I'm just guessing. Oh, there's only, okay. Let me pull that off and show. Well, now you can see where the footprint's at. In fact, we should have done that like that. Yeah, if you can't get yours in, you're going to have to wiggle that in. And these you could just shove right up in there. But we're still missing some stuff here. Missing wheels. So we've been kind of looking around for vacation spots and stuff to stay at. It's like, well, we obviously know it can't stand up on one wheel, huh? Some vacation spots, and it started a whole bunch of drama, you know. Anytime I mention a fun park, nobody wants to go, so I just said, okay, fine, whatever. White and yellow Lego flower pieces represent popcorn kernels. Tap the lever on the side of the cart to pop the popcorn. Hey, I slept decent, so I'll be able to read that just fine. Usually I'm stuttering over my words, but today I'm not. Yeah. Now, back to the set. Back to something more entertaining. So far, now I looked at the set. This looks like a very overpriced, glorified city set, but I'm just going to be honest with you right now. At least here, I'm not like the other guys. I'm not going to fib to you because I'm showing you here. This is a very relaxing build. So just imagine me and my family are building this at the kitchen table. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Heck, going to Disneyland anymore now is like costing retirement checks. If you've ever been there. Last time I was at Disneyland was back in the 80s. Over 40 years ago. I'm going to do mine like that. So that kind of Mickey Mouse's ears are out. But yeah, I just been so busy, like literally wrapped up with that boring legal stuff, that I've just been kind of tired, you know, just been exhausted. Okay, so this goes here. Okay, not too bad. And many popcorn carts, and the park features small animal dolls, unique to each, cranking a drum of popcorn. The Lego version is only a tiny minifigure trophy element to recreate them. Okay, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put the trophy in there. Whoopsie, how the heck am I going to get that in there since I did that? Well, I'm going to have to take one of those out. Hey, that's my bad. I forgot to put that in there. Yeah, see, I always forget things. So I just had to take that out and swing him in there. Make sure he's pressed down good. Yeah, so far May and June have been pretty full of fun and adventure. Boy, that's not looking good. Boy, this is kind of built kind of fragile. Alright, but we have some of this stuff here remaining, so what did we forget here? Well, it's taken a long time. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Put them on the bottom of the balloon. So we're not done with that yet, but I'm not going to take that whole thing off. So these go on the bottom. Okay, so that's my bad. But I was reading the comments, though, that some of you like the mistakes in the builds, so you know what not to do. So just stick those transparent studs down there. And I do have some bad comments that I'll have to talk about in the next bag. Like I said, it's been very funful. It's been very adventurous this week. So there's the popcorn cart. And it's very heavy. It's got some weight to it. I think the balloons weigh more than the cart itself. Hard to believe. But there it is. I thought that thing would have went on the top, but it didn't. But I'm going to hang on to these parts. And yeah, we haven't used the brick separator yet. I'm going to say the build quality is starting to slack a little bit, but I'm going to say right now we're still at a 10, but it's starting to degrade a little bit. And that's what we have remaining there for bag 1. Okay. Now we're going to move on to bag 2, and I got me a fresh container for the parts. Now there's 34 bags, so well, we already got 1 bag done. We got 33 more left to do. 32 left to open. Well, I like it when there's big pieces like that, but this is what scares me, is the little bags. I can always use those. Now, a set like this, there's some people that have been saying they've been kind of disgusted with because of the price, and it's an open back set. Yeah, I don't blame you, and there goes the voice. So let's start the chassis here. Uh-oh. Yep, it's getting bad. Well, I'll tell you, my voice really does crack after a while, but... And that goes on the top. My bad. Yeah, I do make a lot of mistakes, so watch the videos all the way through. Oh, about the Pokemon set that I reviewed. Haven't blocked anybody on that. I can't believe that. It's like, man, you guys disappointed me. I'm just kidding. Don't do it. But I was like, oh, haven't blocked anybody on something like this. Either I did my job right or I answered all the questions. I don't know. But some of you have been commenting you're enjoying the long build installment series. Some people are just curious, like, how do these go together? You know, that kind of thing. When I started up this channel, this was just merely just to fill up my notes, you know. But now, knowing more and more, you guys prefer this style, you know, just because they're like how-tos or build-alongs. They're not tutorials, but they're build-alongs. You know, so you get to explore the sets I do in the same fashion, you know. Just imagine I'm at a dining room table building, or at the kitchen counter, or a workbench. Alright, so we got to build the rear bumper here. There's a lot of stuff going on step 5 on the, I think it's the fire engine. Sets like this, though, are usually fun to put together. They're relaxing. It's something different than I normally would ever build. I got a bunch of sets coming in. There's a group of sets. I'm still kind of on the fence if I want to accept them or not. I'm going to see what kind of parts are in them first. But I really, really want to start cutting down on getting sets, because I can get too much and it could be very involved. Trying to do nothing but sets, you know, that kind of thing. But the whole goal about doing videos like this is just to spare your ears. I don't know about that, but to share my build experience with you guys and gals. This is not just your typical, let's review the set and show you what it does. No, we're going to build it. We're not. I'm going to show you the build the process of it. You know, what's involved with the set. Is this something that's up your alley? Are you looking for a very lengthy build? Are you looking for something that you're like me, you don't have a lot to do this summer, and you're missing a part, missing the piece that goes here. We use 3 here. Let me check something real quick. Well, let's check the bag, since I'm missing one of those plates there. I hope that's not a bad sign already. Oh yes, right there in the bag. Check your bags. I don't know what I was saying though, but oh yeah. Some people want these really long sets. You know, something to do for the summer, spend time with the family. That Charizard set or the Pokemon set, yeah, that's going to take you a long time. If you look for something to burn through a hot, miserable summer, there you go. If you want a slow burn set, that's it. You know, something like this we've just started. So far, the build just seems average to me. So it's not like, you know, first off, is there any wow factor? I mean, we built tons of vehicles before. So it's not like, oh, wow, I'm really doing something hardcore here. But some people prefer to see stuff like this. Some even just listen to these because some have told me in the comments that you may never get these sets and you want to experience the build. First off, you have to get the set yourself to experience your thoughts on it, because your build experience may vary, the mileage will vary compared to mine. I'm not a professional Lego builder. I build my own stuff, but for the most part, anybody can do this if you're well disciplined. Some people look at, oh my goodness, there's a lot of parts. Lego has come a long way. They have everything broken down. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. And yeah, for some, this could be very intimidating. There's a lot of little pieces. It scares a lot of people, like Technic. It scares me. I try to stay away from Technic, Huh? Oh. Does that go like that? Yes, it does. But, don't let something like this scare you off. Just say, okay, well, it's got 4,000 pieces. Let's break it down into sections. Like, when I do the build installments, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit here and build a whole set all day. That would just be kind of brutal. So, something like this, I'm just breaking down into sections. I've had some of my viewers tell me that I need to do them all in one sitting. Yeah, that's never going to happen. That's why I always tell you guys when you're building your stuff, just take your time. There's no rush. Take your time, because you don't want to make mistakes like me. Now, these are already overdue. Lego sends this stuff way too late now. They even apologized for it, and they say get to it whenever you do. I got to make 2 of these. So I'm just taking my merry time because I got tutorials that I want to share, provided nobody steals them. At least ask first, but just stuff like this, though, I think a lot of people are going to have fun. Since it is a group project, this is something you could do on vacation. Although this set, I think, was $400. I'd have to look and see. I already forgot the price of it. But it's cheaper than going to a resort. just gas alone will cost you $400 now. You know, so it's cheaper. And then you can just sit back and do that. We're just about done here. Let's just wrap it up here. But yeah, back to this build in general though. It's keeping my interest. I'm not bored. I really want to build this one. I have a whole stack of friend sets I'd love to get to, but I'm going to be blending in bigger and smaller builds at the same time with this, so don't fret over it. Okay, well that's not a bad way of doing headlights. Well, I dropped that on the floor. But using the golden frying pans, I do have a couple of them here. And then these go in like this here. I think they're bottomed out like that. Yeah, not too bad at all. And for me personally though, the longer sets are good for collaborative. So if you're looking for something to do with the family, here you go. Stuff like this that you can do like that. Okay, it's supposed to be offset at the bottom. Oh, that's kind of cool. We're not done yet. We're getting close though. I am going to, boy, there's a lot of nice gold accents in this. And we got silver and gold. Yukon Cornelius, is he still searching for silver and gold? No, he found himself a peppermint mine. Everybody watches that show. Okay, that doesn't go there. So it didn't look good, but oh, look at that. That's really nice. Really nice indeed. And that wraps up bag 2. Alright. I think we're going to finish up with bag 3. And I want to thank everyone on my main channel for being contributors, as well as my Patreon supporters. You know why? Whoa, don't you dare roll off. Because I can build more awesome stuff at a cheap price. I mean, literally. And thank you to everybody who checks out my remarkable profile and downloads my content. I've only seen these in the things, but never seen them in person. As long as nobody's stealing my stuff, we're fine. I mean, so that content will always be available. And in addition, if you like my style of content, my demeanor, or the lack of personality or whatever, feel free to subscribe. It's free. You have nothing to lose, plenty to gain. And yeah, if you don't like what I'm doing here, I'll understand. Long-form videos are not for everybody. And that's what we have there. So it looks like we're going to have our workout cut out for us. We got a lot of medium small parts here today. So we have this gentleman here, which is probably the conductor. Introduced to the park in 1958, the Main Street fire engine was based in the 1960 American La France fire truck and was designed by Bob Gurr, who famously created the iconic attractions within the park. So the book here gives you a little bit of history into this. I like that Lego. I really do like that. So I need to make a note that the book does provide some history into the build. You know. And that's the beauty about doing this style of video, is that I can go into it, we can talk about it and stuff like that. You know, these fire chief policeman hats have been around longer than I've been breathing. I kid you not. So there's that gentleman there. So we got him done. Now we're back to the fire engine. I mean, it's not a bad build. It's just, I mean, first off, I like the smaller sets. 200 or 300 pieces. Those are manageable. But these like 6,000 or whatever pieces these are, 4,000 for this one actually, they do get a little exhausting, so just pace yourself, you should be fine. Okay. You know, some people say, Jay, I don't know if I can handle doing a big set like this. It's just your build preferences. You know, if you don't think you're going to be able to do a set like this, you know, that's understandable. Not everybody's going to want to build something very ridiculously big. This one here, at least, is broken down into sections. Obviously, there's 4 books in the whole build. So, but I think the box recommended up to 5 people. But you notice this popcorn cart and this are separate. So one person could work out of this. Or 2 people, my bet. I'd say right now, this goes right there. It's not the gear shifter. Well, what that's for. But wait. Oh, wait a minute. I put that in the wrong place. Whoops, my bad. I don't know what I'm thinking here. Okay, skip sub-step 5. It goes like this. I did it again. It goes like that. I still got it wrong. Whoops. No. It's facing this way here. Okay, I got the wall panel backwards. Okay, now the whole thing is kind of giving me a problem here. Now, if I make a mistake, Lego sent me a brick separator, so I don't ding off for that. Because, you know, we got the tools. That's how it's supposed to look. So if you're like, Jay, I messed up like 5 million times, you're not alone there. I did too. And then now we're going to need sticker 3 on a little sub-build here. But stickers have been mild so far. We're not just sit here swamped with stickers. Putting stickers on really small stuff like this can be a bit of a challenge. Okay, so sticker number 3 is this. Yeah, you're going to have to... The bad thing about this here is you're going to have to keep tabs of your stickers. But I'm just going to say this right now. For a $400 set, we should not have stickers at all. I'm going to be blunt on that one. Jay, you're being a little hard. I've been known for people saying I'm a little mean on the reviews, you know, but we do have the Disneyland Fire Department. Oh, wow, you think fires only happen in Lego City, but no. So this goes here. I mean, they got a lot of attention to detail on this, which is really good, really good. But, you know, some say, Jay, you sound excited when you do certain sets. Yeah, it just depends. The friend sets are my favorite. One of my friends online was like, I think I know why they're your favorite. I'm like, why? He goes, well, now you're watching anime. Maybe it reminds you of anime. I don't know. But they're not too bad if you're into Friends. Some people were not into Friend sets. They're good for parts. And Lego likes the fact that we could repurpose some of the pieces out of here. The thing about Lego is it's recyclable. You don't have to build it and it stays together forever. Like this, you could take this apart. I still don't know anybody who's going to spend $400 on just a set when you could buy 2 modulars for the price that are complete that you can drop in your city. But it's all about preference, just like with most of my videos. Like when I build my tutorials, it's all about preference on how you're going to tackle stuff here. You know, maybe it's some kind of box or something. I don't know what that is. But stuff like this is always fun just to kind of put together. Let's take a look. Let's explore it as a group here, and just have a little fun with it. Have a little fun. Because some of us are cooped up all summer at home. Some of us have to work. Some of us need something to keep the wife, the husband, or the kids entertained. I don't blame you. You know, that's just how it is. Okay, it's got the stick. I don't think I have any of those in red. If I do, they're very far and few. Must be the valve to shut the water off there. Kind of reminds me of the fire engines I had when I was a little boy. No, I'm not 100 years old yet. Yeah, I'm not 100 years old yet. Okay, now it looks like we're turning our attention to the rear. And yeah, I mean, stuff like this is always fun to do. It's relaxing. If I can get my bunch into it, it would be nice. And then we can just build it as a group, and then doing the write-up would be pretty interesting. Instead of just it always being my opinions alone, it could be everybody else's too. Like, let's say me and 2 other people were building this, and by the time we were done, we would compare our scores. And then that would be the score of the build, the average score. You know, it would be a little different than just my word alone here, because everybody's build experience is going to be different. Some people like building sets. I like doing mocks. So for me, doing something like this is... okay, well, that goes around like that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's like when you hear me always say, hey, you build the set the way you want to, because you see the build differently than I do. I've had it to where some have said, well, my building techniques are correct. You know, here it's how you enjoy the set. How do you interpret the build? Some people build this stuff late at night. Some people build it during the day. It just depends on what you want to do as the builder. So we got the gal here taking a stroll to the fire truck. She's got a long walk to go through here. But Lego's not a bad product. The only issue I have with it is it's expensive. And it also boils down to here. Does that go there right next to that? I guess it does. Like right there. I think that's it. Looks like it is. I see 4 studs there. Lego's just pricey. I'm not going to lie. But here on this channel, though, we can talk about... Don't roll off. We can talk about things like that here. Well, that's not a hand piece. Starting to see these hands come in different colors now. Yeah. Oh, I haven't got that haircut yet. I've been so busy with work, legal issues, and life engagements and stuff. And Father's Day's coming up. I think next weekend. My nephew's also heading out of town at that time too. I got to get a haircut still. Girlfriend wants me to get the curtains again. We kind of played around with it. She's probably doing dress up on my hair makeover, and oh, you look fine with it. And I could just picture me now with that long dangly stuff in my face while I'm trying to film these. It's already getting to the point right now where it's like if I pull it down, it's to my bottom eyelid. So it needs to be cleaned up. And online they were saying that fades are outdated. Guys now are getting the full hair, and I'm thinking I don't want to do that. So I'm cutting it off. I told my girlfriend, like, okay, you grow yours out, I'll grow mine out too. Well, I don't like long hair. I said, well, I don't like it either. I said, it was fun when I was in my 20s, but not anymore. Early 30s. Now, it's got to go, you know. I just can't deal with it anymore. It's just getting to be too much. I'd have to wait another 3 months for it to grow out just to get curtains flowing on both sides. Because if it's styled up, it's not going to stay too long. It'll look kind of weird. And I'm like, no. Just pretend that it's long. Just pretend. We don't need it long. And it looks like we got this here, but I'm assuming that it's, let's see here, are we mirrored? You know what? They're mirrored. Let's do that. So we got to build some sides here. Okay, a good time is any to break and say sides. Sides. So I got to make sure I index it. So what I'm going to propose to do here is we're going to build the sides accordingly like this. This is the one I'm copying from step 26. And then this one will be its reflection. Now, you don't have to do this. I've said that in a lot of videos. You don't have to do what I'm doing here. Let me make sure. If it's different, I won't be able to do it. Ooh, never mind. Do not do what I'm doing. These are different. So we're going to just say, okay, never mind. We're just going to do this. They are different. It's like I couldn't find a piece. Well, the building guide told on me, or told on itself, so yeah, we can't. So just do this. They're slightly different, but I don't want to be here for 2 hours trying to solve a problem. Yeah, but girlfriend was like, you could really grow this out and pull off the curtains again. I said, I don't want to mess with that. I said, I want to be known as that guy that's high maintenance. Okay, so we got to get a 4-stud long one of these. I'm assuming, whoa, messed up there. It's like, how do I put that in there? These go here. You know what? I think minifigures are going to sit inside here. From what I can remember back in the 80s, because that's the last time I've been in Disneyland, because like I said, my family don't like fun parks, we rode in something like this. I can't remember though. I know we were on a monorail, but I don't know if that was Disneyland. I think it was. Oh, remember back, I don't know if they still have them. Those Mickey Mouse ears you'd wear around the park. Me and my sister had those. I think I still have mine. We had those. We wore them around the park because that was the cool thing, because all the other kids were doing it. Sometimes I wish I had kids. Even if they're foster kids, I wouldn't mind. Or they have a Big Brother program out here, but it's kind of strict. And to do that would just be a lot of work. Okay, that goes there like that. Okay, well that's just kind of hanging off there. Sometimes I wish I could share some of my free time though. The Big Brother program. Okay, now we're starting the other side here. This is where it's different right here. Where you take the Big Brother program where you take the kids out and like you're like a mentor for the day. Like you share your experiences and, you know, stuff like that. Kids who don't have like a dad figure or even a mom figure in their lives, you know, that kind of thing. I always thought I'd be perfect for that job. Or I wouldn't even say it's a job really. Job is where you don't want to do it. Where I just go in and volunteer my time. You know, kids they would go bonkers with all this Lego stuff. Let's see here. I don't want to forget this time. You got to make sure. Whoa, I'm trying to yawn and not do it in your ear here. You got to make sure these are bottomed out. Yeah, they do have some foster programs out here for foster kids. What I read online, though, a lot of the agencies out here are very picky. And if you work too many hours, they kind of frown upon it. Now, I can work from home, but there's going to be some times where I'm going to have to leave to go to the office. Yeah, be very careful because there's 3s in here too. I just saw this 3. They gave you 3, 4s, and 6s, so be very careful. I still remember that fan from years ago saying that I sound like his deceased father. He used to do this stuff, same demeanor, everything. Boy, this thing's kind of fragile. We haven't had anything really disintegrate yet. So, yeah, nothing's fallen apart or disintegrated. I think it goes like this. I think this is that ride. Because I remember we did ride on a fire truck, and that does make sense. We got the benches here. I think this is just like a little trolley. So I would have put the studs back here, but they have them here on the front like the regular seats do. So this is a passenger ride. Well, let's see here. We got some more info here. Park guests today can still ride the fire engine along Main Street. Okay. Okay, I was right. It was a ride. Well, transportation anyways. Okay, we're moving on to another section. Don't know what it is. Oh, there's a Lego. Are we actually going to put a real steering wheel in this? I hope so. Make sure you use the one-to-one because it doesn't tell you if it's 3 or 4. You just have to figure it out. But yeah, also I get to share my experiences. Like I've been to a fun park and all that stuff. There's some people that have been to Disneyland several times. And there's some people like me that have only been there once. Okay, we need 4 of these long ones here. So just don't use your 3s, the shorter ones. Okay, they want it flush there at the bottom. When you get to stuff like this, it's like, is this even Lego at this point? Because it doesn't look like your typical Lego. I mean, nothing's like Lego that I grew up with. I sound all tired. I slept rough. I didn't fall asleep till like 5 in the morning. The sun was just coming up when I got up. But now the sun's up and it's hot. I got to set up my sprinklers anyways. I've been working a little bit on them, and I got to have some words with my... Oh, I put these on like that. Why did I do that for? With my gardener, because apparently I think he put some kind of weed killer or something on my grass, and it's dying off in my front yard. The backyard is perfectly green, so I don't know what's going on. He did it to all the other neighbors. I don't know why he did that for, but I'm going to find out. Like, dude, you should have said something before doing that, because I'm like, I first thought somebody was being kind of facetious or just plain out just mean doing something. All right. Oh, whoa. Did I forget a part? I did. I forgot to put these nose cones back here. Okay, well, those go back there, and then that slides in the back. Okay, well, let's put that in there then. Safety rail. So it's just going to start in there like that. I'm just going to kind of barely get one started, and I'm going to wiggle the other one into place like that, and then just push it down. Not like that, so I got to push those back up. You know, I never even got to the rude comments on my main channel. Okay, just shove that all the way down like that. Let's bottom that baby out, and then we're going to slide these back up here. I did have a rude comment. Somebody told me I talk too much, I'm boring, why bother? I don't know if I should say this. Why bother breathing at this point? You know what I did? Had a little fun with them. You know, constructive criticism, but being right down rude is kind of not cool. So you know what I did? Had a little fun with them before I blocked them. That kind of thing. You know, I gotta have some entertainment. All right. So we gotta make 2 of these little fence pieces here. Okay, with skeleton arms. I wonder what that's for. We got to make 2 of them. But yeah, I mean, it's just some people are just. I just basically responded back, "Hey, I didn't know you're having a miserable summer. My apologies. But please, if you don't like what I'm doing, go watch somebody else. You know, I don't need that on here. My summer's already okay, there's the other one. It's hiding under the building guide. I'm like, my summer's already kind of miserable with work and everything. Don't drag it in. Your nonsense here. And then this goes right here on that side. Alrighty. Oh man, this is going to be hard because this thing's going to want to move. Okay, I'm going to hold it in my hand like this. I'm going to start with one hand and move the other one in place. Now, I'm not sure how that's supposed to go in. Looks like they're right in the middle. So I'm just going to whoop 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 like that. Maybe that's the shaded area for the VIP guest. We don't know. There was somebody on YouTube that was doing a tour of Disneyland. You know those guys with the 360 cameras that they'll walk around and film the whole thing? Yeah, those are always kind of fun. Somebody did one in Tokyo. And I thought that was cool too. 360 thing. Some of us haven't been to these parks yet. It's also a good way to find out. It'd be like an interesting place to go. Okay, after that. Oh! Okay, remember my gardening truck where I used the skeleton hands to kind of move things around? Yeah, you swing these. Oh, but I got the nasty pretzel side in there. With the holes in the back. Well, you know what I'm going to do? Let's pop that off. Let's flip that around. I don't like that. It does not look good. Going OCD there, Jay. Yeah, well. Yeah. Too bad they don't have a longer version of that ladder. It would have been cool. Pretty cool, huh? Remember the skeleton arms I used in the truck to hide the stuff under the sides? Oh, wait. No. It's not like that. Okay, I'm wrong. Look at this. It goes like that. I got to do that all over again. I got to take these off because I don't want those holes on the side. You could leave yours the way you want. Well, there we go. Yeah. I wish they gave us a side view of how that looks. I may have to ding off a little bit on the building guide, 9.5, because I do not want to download that goofy 3D thing. That thing will burn up your batteries on your phone. So you swing it in like that. Okay, and it does fit pretty well. I mean, it's not a bad idea to attach a ladder to your fire engine. You just got to get these in longer form. Obviously I don't think that's going to work with the regular ladders, but let's kind of get those kind of crunched together. But I was watching the video of this guy doing the stuff in Tokyo, and I thought that's kind of cool. I've always wanted to get one of those 360 cameras when I'm doing hikes, but they're just a little out of my budget right now. And plus, to get the gimbal, and you know, this guy was, I think he was holding it with both hands or something, or one hand. And trying to do that on a nature trail that's unlevel, on a street maybe something flat, it's not too bad, but it would be very hard. Okay, and that looks like we're working on the last portion of the build. We don't have a lot left here. It's like we haven't even done anything with the driver's area yet. Or the conductor's area. Yeah, I've been trying to collect a bunch of these tiles. They were good for doing weird angles like that and stuff, so I've been trying to hoard them up. Okay, this sits right here. Now somebody asked me, what if I'm in Europe? How do I do? 9 it is, Lego. You know, how do I do something like that? You just have to just flip your parts on. This shouldn't be all that hard to modify. Yeah, that disintegrated. Now put your finger there and hold that in. That's going to want to fly off there. Jay, you ding off when parts fall off. Yeah, because I don't want to have to mess with it. You know, that's why these are like extensive reviews. I don't call them professional reviews, but they're extensive reviews. And the steering wheel goes here. Wow, Lego, we actually use a normal size steering wheel that fits with this. We didn't use one of those generic ones. You know? That's what it looks like there. It's also got a tilt wheel, too. This is probably the throttle or the handbrake. Not too bad. And then now we're going to rim the tires. Boy, that brings back memories seeing red and black tires. Not these parts, but close to it, huh? Yeah, this one's got a lot of nostalgia here. Yeah, I kept you guys and gals in class long today. We're going to be in here for over an hour. Maybe an hour and a half with the unboxing, but that kind of thing. And then we got to put the tires on the rig. It looks like the lug nuts go on the outside. I mean, you can pick which way you want. It's totally your set. You can do it any way you choose. Well, let's make sure. I don't want to have any bloopers. Although I do have bloopers in my videos, not intentionally, but sometimes it's always fun just to make mistakes and kind of show off that. And this is what we have remaining here for bag 3 and this installment. So about that much right there. Not too bad. And yeah, it's a lowrider fire truck. At least it's set up for passengers to get in. This is really thought out very well. Now, well, let's just stop there for the second. Here we got some more information. Walt Disney was known to drive the fire engine around the park from time to time. Well, that'd have been interesting to meet him, but he's long since been gone, so I'll never meet him. Maybe in the afterlife. And that concludes this installment here. Okay, summation of thoughts. And yeah, I'd say that this one's pretty interesting. And despite of the hate that I've been reading about this set so far, you know, it's interesting. It's overpriced. You think there would have been another clip here. Boy, this is just, I'd say the build quality on this, you know, for Jay, don't you dare say it. Yeah, for this set, they say overpriced set is kind of lacking here. But just this part alone here would have been good for for Disneyland accessories. This right here would have been a good set by itself. Brick Separator. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't see the $400 in it so far. I don't. The only thing I can see that we are doing right now, we're just doing accessories. But not too bad. The small stuff just takes forever. But we got 3 bags done, so now I got, what, 31 bags left? Just like that Charizard set. We're not even close to the whole thing yet, but I'd say we are really getting into something fun here. I can't wait to explore it. But for the stickers, that's all we did here. Just, you know, stickers are trickling in, so that's not too bad. But overall, though, I am pleased. Right now, 9. I'm going to say build quality is kind of lacking. And some parts of the instructions. No scratch pieces, which is good. Stickers are mild. I'm not dinging off for that yet. Oh, excuse me, I couldn't hold it in. But I'm not dissatisfied with it. It's just pricey, but we're going to see where this goes. See where it takes us. But tell me what you think so far.